top of the morning to you, Danny. Ooh, that's a warm hat. Oh, this doesn't work. All right. How's that?
Perfect. How you doing?
I'm getting choked out by this goddamn thing. But look.
Shit. Did you know it did that?
Yeah.
Oh.
I bought it, Dan.
For this?
Yeah.
For this purpose?
And the hat. And the hat.
Nice. I like
this was at Michael's.
Kelly Green-ish thing that I have, which is a Meat Fest t-shirt.
Nice. That's awesome.
It's Lucky 13. So it's the 13th Meat Fest we did. So.
Lucky 13. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome back.
Welcome back. This is our
St. Patty's Day weekend.
I know. Sunday the 16th.
It's only 2 months since the last time we did, right?
No. Has it been 2 months?
It's your birthday.
My birthday. Shit. Yeah?
Yeah. I know. That's my fault.
I'm getting busy.
February was crazy.
Yeah. No worries. So we have drinks to make. Do you want to just maybe crack a Guinness and sip for the moment, or should we just get into it?
No, we could do Guinness. We could chill with the Guinness. Why not, right? Good old. Oh, the good old Guinness. Don't judge me, Chris. I haven't done an accent in forever.
All right.
It's really hard. The headphones aren't staying on. This hat might have to come off at some point.
Fuck just fell.
Your manhood.
Shut up, Richard. Hold on.
That's fine. I gotta take this fucking bow tie off. This is choking me out. Oh, I'm sweating. Hey, you know what? Let's do this. Boom. Look at that. Look at that.
All right. We're good.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Happy St. Patty's Day. Got yourself a Guinness glass? Because I do.
I do too.
Do you? Oh, look at us. But that's actually from...
I don't know. This is
it from Ireland?
Screams I stole it from somewhere. This is like too nice. I'm not really sure where I got it.
Mm-hmm. Look at that beautiful cascade. Baby. Oh, baby.
It is a beautiful thing. Nothing pours and is quite so sexy as a Guinness.
A Guinness. All right. Cheers, brother.
Well, hold on. You can't drink it until it... You gotta wait. You'll offend a lot of Irish people if you...
Well, I know. I was just saying cheers.
Okay.
To the start.
Cheers. Well, we have a whole segment today about offensive things in Ireland. So
Dan, I got so much, man.
We'll get there. Yes. Fuck yeah.
I got a bunch of stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get into it then.
All right.
So, what is on your mind today? Can we drink yet?
Yes, I think we could drink. I think it's decent. Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
You have better head than I do.
It's because I have the Guinness glass, so I'm able to pour it right on the harp. You know that? You know how you're supposed to do that? Do you know that?
No.
No? If you have if you have like an actual Guinness glass, what do you have? Yeah, you have the harp. Yeah.
I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah, so what you do is you pour directly on the harp until it gets to the harp, and then that's when you straighten it out and pour the rest out. And that's what gets the cascade and the foam. Damn. Yeah, you learn that if you're a bartender and you get to go train at the Guinness factory.
Which is not something you've ever done.
No, I got my lessons from a rescue, John Tapper.
All right.
It was just the stupidest, but I love that show.
All right, what's on your mind, Adam? What you been doing the last 2 months?
Being a dad.
How's that going?
It's going good. Cal's doing great. The kid's smart as hell. I know every parent says that. He's now laughing. So it's not just like smiles. He like laughs. He's making like eye contact with you. He's recognizing people. So like when I come into the room, he's like, ah. Or like when her mom comes over, he's like, oh, hey. He's starting to reach for things, which is a milestone. You know, he's like more like swatting at it. So next will be like reaching and grabbing. But yeah, he's doing great. So over February, we had to transition him from doing like 9 feedings a day to like slowly spreading him out and getting rid of him.
That's a lot eating.
It was every 2 hours.
Well, that would be 12.
You're right. I'm not even drunk yet, guys. Yes. So
12 or was it 9 or is it like 2 hours
No. In the beginning, it was in the 12, and then we spread it to 3 hours apart.
That would be 8. So
that would be 8. Okay. So yeah, so it was 8. So we had to wean him from that. So all February, for most of it, we had to go from a 2:30 feeding, and then we had to push them every half hour to like a 3:30 feeding, and then push them again another hour to like a 4:30 feeding, and then we eventually pushed him to like a 5:30 feeding, and then we did that for a week. But he would wake up at his normal time. So if he was used to waking up at 3:30, he would wake up at 3:30, but we were trying to do the 4:30 feeding. So Libby would like be laying there, and she has her arm in like the bassinet, like she's trying to keep him calm for like an hour. He's kind of just chilling. Then I would get up and feed him, and like that's how we kind of like did it. So like she helped a lot with the transitions because he wouldn't have been able just to do a cold turkey, you know, like just stretch an hour for no reason. But yeah, now he's sleeping until 7 a.m. Which is probably why I seem a little bit more awake than last time.
Huge. Oh wow, that's great. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, just that and checkups, you know, doing that. Keeping that.
That's a thing that I didn't realize until our friends started having kids. Like you're at the doctor like all the freaking time. It's like
all
every
the time.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Sometimes every week, like for a while.
Yeah, especially in the beginning because they have to get their shots, those first couple shots. So you do every 2 weeks. There's a round of shots. And then when they hit 2 months, that's when it spreads out to like every month to get a shot. And they get shots all the way up to fucking 1 year old.
Yeah. Well, and then there's even some that you get slightly older too. Like I think Hep B, you get it like 3 or 4 years old or something.
He gets another round, yeah.
I don't think those.
So he gets in the hospital. He just got another round. And then I think at 1, and then something like 3 or something like that. Which is crazy.
Good though. I mean, there's a lot of shit that kids used to die of that they don't any longer.
Well, unless you live in Texas.
Not to get political, but yes.
Did we say that? Here's a fun fact. If you're going to get like floating shelves, don't go to Amazon.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Nope. Just because they're cheap. There's a reason.
Do they fall down?
No, they're just, like the hardware they give you. First off, okay, you know how you have the anchors to put in the wall, right? And you have the ones that you put in and it spreads. Have you seen the new versions? They're like screw styles.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Those are usually pretty good. These, made of like zip tie plastic, I'm trying to screw it into the fucking hole, and the thing is just twisting on me. And I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? It's not going into the wall. So like I'm getting frustrated, you know, and then you have like the holes that you put the shelf on underneath you screw into. The screws they give you, the thread count is too thick, like too wide apart. So you go to screw it in, it never like cinches it down. So the thing's fucking sitting there rattling. And I'm like, this is over the changing table. I'm like, if anything falls on my kid. So, needless to say, I had to MacGyver some stuff and modify some shit. But it worked.
Yeah. I feel like being an adult is more expensive than you thought. Go to like a proper place where like they're selling shelves. This shit's like $100 for a floating shelf.
Yeah. Yeah. So we went cheaper because we were like, as he gets older, he's probably going to want to change the room around, right? So we're like, oh, we'll just, go on Amazon. They were like $30. Yeah, now I know why. And then we got a corner shelf for where the crib is. So you have the crib, and then you have the windows, and then you have the wall. So the sweat drops down your balls.
I was going to do it.
Couldn't help myself. So it's a corner shelf, right? So you have 4 screws and it sits, right? And I had all this measuring and making sure everything's level and stuff like that. And then I do this with holes. All right, put the anchors in. Cool, they're good anchors, nice. Screws seem good. I put the screws in. I put the shelf in. And the thing's like, like wobbling like crazy. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So it looks like, at first I thought what they did was a sunken look into the hole. It's just like, countersunk to the wood to hide the screw. At first I thought maybe it didn't countersink it enough. So I was going to take a drill bit and counter it more so it cinches to the wall. And then Libby was like, well, can't you just use a thicker screw? And I was like, oh, that's a good idea, babe. So I went downstairs, garage, grabbed 4 thicker screws, used my screws. So I had to use my shit again, and it worked. And it cinched it right to the walls. You put a fucking 40-pound dumbbell on it if you want. And I said to Libby, I'm like, I'm a builder, right? I got, the garage, I got, tools, I got, screw, everything you need. But like normal people, right, who's just like, I want to put a shelf up. Mm-hmm. What are they doing?
Getting wobbly-ass shelves.
Getting wobbly-ass shelves, yeah. And then they're walking past, shit's hitting them in the head. They're forgetting who they are.
It explains the state of America. It all starts at the wobbly shelf.
I like that, Dan. I like that. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. I got the Dodge in the shop.
Mm-hmm. Why is that?
It was leaking brake fluid.
Oh, that's not fun.
No, it out of nowhere, all of a sudden, the back left tire, there was like a puddle. And I was like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, what the hell could be back there besides brake fluid? So I recently came over to like see Cal and stuff, and I was talking to him about it. He's like, that's weird, dude. He's like, that's the only thing that makes sense.
So we had the same thing happen on our truck, actually. Now, our truck is a little bit older, but this was back when we were in New Jersey, and one of the brake lines going to the rear right tire, it just like got a hole in it, like from like mice chewing it or something. Because I think like mice like the flavor of brake fluid or something. It's like sweet.
Seriously?
We'll have to Google that. But basically, we were in a scenario where like Lauren was driving home one day and felt like she didn't have the same amount of brakes that she used to, and it'd been kind of like getting spongier for like a couple of days apparently. And all of a sudden one day I think it just like went. And so like we looked up what it could be and this and that, and I went under the car and I said hit the brakes, and she hit the brakes and it was just like I could watch it spray like 4 feet. And she was like, well, like, can I drive it to the shop? I was like, I don't want you driving this car at all right now. So we had to tow it to the shop.
Well, yeah, and that truck is what? How heavy is that truck?
Oh gosh, it's like 6,000 pounds or something.
Yeah, that thing's huge.
But yeah, it was. So we had the whole like brake lines replaced, like I don't know, like 5 years ago.
That's probably what's gonna happen.
Brake fluid, tasty.
But
no, what the Google says.
Do mice like brake fluid? Don't just write in brake fluid tasty. Don't do that.
Brake fluid. Most brake fluids contain diethylene glycol, which has a sweet taste, making it attractive to children and pets. Brake fluid, a sweet poison.
Children? Shit, that's something I gotta worry about. Maybe it was Cal. Maybe he got out there one day. I didn't know.
Just sucking on the lines.
So
yeah, especially in New Jersey where there's like a lot of ice and salt and freeze thaw and things like that break down, and then mice might finish the job, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's funny you say that because a couple months ago there was a random half dead mouse next to the car, a little baby guy, and he wasn't dead. Yeah, he wasn't dead, but he definitely got like hit. Maybe when I pulled in or I stepped on him, I don't know. But
maybe he was drinking from that sweet poison.
That would make more sense, yeah, because he wasn't flat, but he wasn't in good shape. So I picked him up, and I was like, "It's okay, buddy." He like kind of like curled in my arm, in my hand, and I was like, oh, "You're so sweet. You're probably gonna die soon." And I brought him over to the corner, and I kind of covered him with a leaf so no predators would get him. I went to work, and I came back. He was dead. So I said a little prayer. Still haunts me. Anyway.
I can't tell if you're fucking with me or not.
No, I'm serious. That actually happened.
Okay.
I called Libby on the way to work, and I was like, babe, there was this mouse, and I don't know, he might be dead. And she's like, it's a mouse. It's fine.
That is a very emotional person.
I am. Especially when it comes to animals. What have you been up to? Yeah.
I guess since we last spoke, we went to South Carolina for like a little mini vacation.
Yeah.
So Lauren's parents, once a year, usually they rent a house in Kiawah Island just to kind of get away. They've been doing it for 30 years. Sometimes it's in the summer, sometimes it's Christmas.
Where's Kiawah? Kiawah?
Yeah, so Kiawah Island, it's like an hour south of Charleston in South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Like Hilton Head.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like a protected community, like a wildlife protection thing, and just lots of really nice beaches. And so they had like a condo that they rented for a week. It's kind of like if we get ourselves there, it's a little bit of a free vacation.
That's awesome.
So it worked out well.
I saw some pictures.
Yeah, so we went there. Man, I really enjoy like listening to the ocean. I forgot how much I missed it. Like we could hear the ocean from the bedroom. So like, we're sleeping at night with like the windows open is like the best sound machine in the freaking world.
Yeah.
It was so nice. So that was good. I did actually, so I had a work trip, like an emergency work trip on Tuesday that we were down there. So we got down there on Sunday. Monday evening, I had to fly to Nashville.
Wait, even though you were on vacation?
Yeah, it got scheduled right around the same time we decided to go to South Carolina. So, and luckily it's not that far. So I flew out Monday night, I had a meeting at 10 a.m. the next morning, and then spent a few hours in Nashville, and then flew back Tuesday night. I'd never been to Nashville, so I went to the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Ooh.
Which was really freaking cool.
Yeah, my dad went there. He said it was really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty expansive. I mean, it took like 2-3 hours to kind of get through it all, and there's a lot of history, and I was quite surprised by the breadth of what's considered country even. Like Neil Young, is considered like rock country, or like, and it was like country that was starting out in LA versus like the Nashville style, and they were kind of competing, but they were both considered country because like I guess country music is really just about like telling stories and it being kind of like almost like a singer-songwriter type thing. And so like what qualifies as country is actually pretty broad.
Is that why Beyonce won the Grammy?
Why? Oh, because people saying she's not country. I mean, I listened to the album. It's definitely a genre of country. I mean, it is a country album, but it's just not like.
Did you see her win? Have you seen a clip of her winning?
Yeah.
She was like dumbfounded.
She was like. So I have to say about that in general, though, like having gone to the Hall of Fame and seeing what qualifies as country, like, you look at like 90s country, and like that really was a deviation from the country of like the 60s and 70s and 80s, and it became much more like mega stars and kind of poppy to a degree, and and so there's a lot of variation of what it is. It's not just good old boys talking about their truck. Like there's a lot more to it, and I think Beyonce took a really interesting take on it, collaborated with a ton of really cool artists, and kind of created a subgenre almost. I thought it was a pretty good album. And the people she was up against, I'm sorry, like I listened to some of those albums after the outcry, and I was like, they're just not that good. Maybe there's a good song here and there, but not from start to finish. I digress. Got to see the Taylor Swift Music Education Center. So she donated like $4 million in 2012 to open up a education center in the Hall of Fame. And it's got a whole bunch of rooms, and they teach music education classes to the kids of Nashville. Pretty cool.
Wow.
So they had a bunch of her like memorabilia there and stuff like that. So I got to see some of her guitars and her dresses.
Nice. For anyone watching, if they don't know, Dan hates Taylor Swift. Hates her with a passion.
Negatory now.
Big Swiftie over there. That's right. All right. Well, that's cool. And then you got something big coming up.
I do. So I go to China in 6 days.
Not Wuhan, right? Are you going to the lab?
No.
Don't go to the lab.
I'm going to Shanghai for a couple of days. And then from there, we're going to Beijing for a conference, and I'll be there for 7 days. So about 10 days.
10 days. Wow. What's the conference for? Are you allowed to talk about it?
It's a hepatitis conference. And then
hepatitis B, A, C?
All of them.
K?
A, B, C, D, and E.
Hepatitis E. What the hell is hepatitis E?
I mean, there's all sorts of hepatitis.
I thought there was A and B. I didn't. And C. A, B, C.
The big ones are B and C. So B is the one that you're vaccinated for. C is a big one that they just, I guess it was 10 years ago now, they finally have a cure for. So it's a bad one, but we have a cure for it.
Okay.
A is more like the foodborne illness one. So like you get it like from like a sick restaurant worker kind of thing. And then D is a version of the virus that you can only get if you already have hepatitis B, and it further complicates hepatitis B infections.
Wow. Okay.
And then E is one that we actually test for in our blood supply. So let's look this one up. I want to give incorrect information.
You should know this, Dan. You were going to China for this.
Well, I'm actually mainly going to China for HIV, but
oh, okay.
So it's a hepatitis congress, and then there's also a lot of investigators that are doing a lot of HIV stuff, and that's more my area. So I have a bunch of people I'm going to talk. So
Gotcha.
E is also fecal oral, so it's contaminated water, poor sanitation. It's a similar one to A.
Didn't know that. Didn't know there was that many.
Yeah.
It's good to know. And I didn't know there was one that made things even worse for one that you already have.
It's more newly discovered, but yeah, should be interesting. Never been to China. I had to get a visa for it, so I had to go down to the Chinese consulate in San Francisco and wait in line for hours.
A work visa?
Yeah. So I have like a visa in my passport now that allows me to go to China for 10 years or something like that.
What?
They had to do like a whole background check. I've never filled out so much information and just handed it over to the Chinese. You know, all my information, all Lauren's information, where I've lived, you know, my job, you know, exactly where I'm staying when I'm there, my hotel names, flight numbers.
Wait, do you need that? Does anybody need that going to China? Or you just specifically need it because you're doing like a conference?
Any U.S. citizen will need a visa to go to China. You have to get
it
approved beforehand. You can't just go.
Why?
Because they want to control that, like the you know, who's coming in and out of the country.
You don't need a visa to come here, do you?
A lot of people do, yes. You're spoken like a true American that has a very powerful passport.
Wait a second. Hey, I also have a real ID, mister, okay?
So most people that don't have like an American passport or like a UK passport or like, you know, some of the like the EU countries, like a lot of, if you're from like Brazil, you probably need a visa to go like anywhere. You have to like, pre-approval to come to the country, basically. You don't just show your ID when you get there.
Wow, I didn't know that. I thought visas were only for like work and school, and then you have your passport. Everybody could use the passport for, like, hey, I'm going to China. I just need my passport.
Yeah, so it's like in your passport on the pages. There's a separate document.
Oh, Dan.
I don't know all my information out there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Yeah.
As I show all my personal private information.
It's like, yeah, here's my social security, everybody. Man, Lauren, how is he still alive? I don't know.
Yeah, yep.
Danny.
So.
All right, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you need visas to go to a lot of places.
So, like, what would happen? What would happen if you went on the plane, right? You didn't know this. You jumped on the plane, and you got to China. You're like, hey, here's my passport. Straight to jail.
No, they would just not let you in. You'd have to go home.
But would they let you board a plane to go home?
Yeah.
But you would have to go through customs over there.
So,
which means you're entering the country.
No, they wouldn't let you through. They'd turn you around and go back to the airport.
Go back on that plane.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd be very surprised if you got to China before anybody realized you didn't have a visa.
Is that a challenge?
Yes.
Do I hear a challenge?
I think so.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah, no, that's cool. I can't wait to hear that. I would say, this isn't to knock anybody or anything like that, China and Korea, Japan, those are probably lower on my list to go travel to. Yeah. I would say I would go to Japan before China. I feel like I like the Japanese culture better. But even at that, like, if you're like, Adam, you want to go to Russia or China, I would be like, I'll go to Russia. I want to see a bear on a tricycle.
So, barring that imagery, which is inherently flawed in this sort of politically correctness, I would have to.
I'm being the ultimate American right now, aren't I?
Yeah. While you're wearing your St. Patrick's gear. But I would have to agree. I think, yeah, from where we grew up and the things we're interested in, I think for us, travel often includes food
Mm-hmm.
as a selling point, and you also want to see things you know about. Like there's just, like there's lots of things I've read about in books in Italy and in Germany and Spain and the UK even that like I want to see. So like if I had lots of money, infinite money, and I could see all of the stuff that I want to see already, if I've done that, there's nothing saying I don't want to go to China. It's just it's a tier 2 travel destination
Yeah.
in my personal whatever
Yeah.
world. So no, I get it. Which is why it's kind of cool that I'm getting to go for work. I mean, I think I have maybe one day I'll get to explore. So I will get to try a lot of the food, which I'm really interested to trying. Me, I'll eat anything. All the cuisines that I'm not familiar with, I grew up eating basically just Italian food. That's what we ate at home all the time, like Sicilian style, Southern Italian. But that and like American food, and
Mm-hmm.
and so that's what I'm comfortable with. And so, trying like Korean food or like Japanese food or Chinese food or Taiwanese food. Of all the ones I've tried, and I think Chinese food is the one that I struggle to like the most. And I'm not talking, Wing Li over in the Township Plaza. I've had like real Chinese food. I've gone with people from China. I mean, half my grad school class was from China, and so we went out sometimes. And it's struggle to really enjoy it. And I think a lot of it is, and I watched a documentary about this. A lot of traditional Chinese food is texture based. So like tendons and like chewiness
Yeah.
is like an enjoyable thing. And so if you didn't grow up with that, I've heard it's very difficult to kind of get that taste. So
Mm.
something might taste good, but like I'm gnawing on it, and that seems weird for me as someone that grew up in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And so I've always struggled with it. And so I'm actually really curious because we're going out to, I think there's a couple of dinners planned already, and I think they're going to try to show us traditional food from the regions and things, and I'm really curious to see.
Just make sure your food's not still moving. I've seen videos and that freaks me out. Like the octopi, octopus, octopussy pie. Yeah, where they're like it's still moving and they're like ooh, and it's like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
You're being very American right now, Adam.
You know what? I am. All right. What can I say?
So,
but today I'm Irish.
I'll send you pictures. We'll do a recap on my experience.
Okay.
I did have to get a typhoid vaccine before going.
Good. That's good.
Which I didn't realize was a thing, but I'm glad I got.
Yeah,
that.
Typhoid Mary.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I know what it is, but I didn't realize
No, I'm making sure I know what it is.
Yeah.
I know you know what it is.
I was not acutely aware that it was still very much circulating in certain parts of the world.
Some people love China, man. I know people. I've heard of people moving there. Not my style. Yeah, it could just be the food. It might just be the food thing. I don't know.
That's something that, and this is not China specific. A lot of countries don't have diversity in food.
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting there on a Friday night and you're going, "Hey, Lib, what do you want for dinner tonight? Should we order Thai, Chinese food, Korean, Japanese, American, burgers, tacos, pizza, Italian? You can get whatever you want."
Yeah.
You go to Switzerland and Swiss food. You go to Germany, it's German food, and there's the random there's the one Japanese place or the one Italian place, and only in the big cities. You go to any smaller city and it's very little diversity in the food.
Yeah.
So we get spoiled.
No, we just because we allow people in the country and it has allowed us to expand our palate. Right?
Yeah.
It's very politically based, right? All right, that's enough about China.
Moving on.
China.
So this is the.
I gotta change my. I gotta do that.
We do something very.
Oh my God, so much better. God. Oh my God, that hat was killing me.
So this is the segment where we do something very irresponsible.
Yep, this is where I get more American.
It's not even 1:00 in the afternoon for me, and I'm about to do a shot of alcohol. However, we're going to learn something while we do this.
Yes.
So we're
Dan
learning
did
something.
some
So
research.
don't come after me. We're doing what I grew up calling an Irish car bomb. Some Jameson mixed with some Baileys, dropped into half of a glass of Guinness. Very tasty. Adam is currently showing the bottles.
Yes.
But I thought to myself, I've heard that this is something that is not necessarily politically correct. Like, I knew there's something to do with, like, actual conflict in Ireland and real car bombs. And I was like, that doesn't sound like something that we should be calling a drink. So I had a little looky-loo.
Yes.
And
Knowledge, folks.
I did some investigating. So the cocktail is actually fairly new. It was invented in the U.S.
Naturally.
In 1979 at Wilson's Saloon in Norwich, Connecticut.
Norwick,
Connecticut, by
Yeah,
Charles
I think
Burke
so.
Cronin Oat. That's quite the name. So it was a bomb shot style. So dropping a shot of something into a glass with something else. So it was an independent thing. And he decided, well, let's call this an Irish bomb. And then went further, and it became known as the Irish car bomb.
Because college kids got a hand. Probably.
So, however, the Irish and the car bomb were linked together due to the car bombings in Northern Ireland's troubles. You know, it's not quite a war, but it was this conflict that went on. Ethno-nationalist conflict in Northern Ireland that lasted for about 30 years, from the late 1960s to 1998. And internationally is the Northern Ireland conflict. So, not a happy time in Ireland, where car bombs are used in very negative ways. As a result, the name is considered by many to be offensive, with many bartenders refusing to serve it. Some people, including Irish comedians, have likened it to ordering an ISIS or a Twin Towers in an American bar, and warned that ordering one is the quickest way to get thrown out of a pub in Ireland, or get a black eye.
Wait, in Ireland, because every time I go on St. Paddy's Day or St. Paddy's Day weekend to a bar, I'm like, can I get a car bomb?
Yeah.
And they give it to me.
So,
But they do hesitate for a second. Holy shit. Oh.
and
Oh.
so it's, and I was reading too, and I can't find it now, but there was a bar in Ireland actually had some sort of promotion a couple years back, and had said something about Irish car bombs as being something they'll have on the menu, and huge flack. People like boycotted him. He had to apologize. Big deal. So still to this day, let's just call it a bomb shot or a Guinness. I don't know. What do you want to call it? Adam?
Well, I was going to say, what do they call it over there?
They don't really have it.
They don't have it, or they don't have a name for it?
It's not really a thing they do. It's an American invention of, like, how to get drunk faster.
Just being pure American today. All
We
right.
can call it, here's one of the other names. We can call it an Irish slammer.
Oh.
How about that?
Yeah. Irish.
Or a Dublin drop.
Ooh, I like the Dublin drop.
All right, so I got to get my.
Okay, I'm pouring mine out.
So I actually have a different. This is the only Jameson that I had. It's like some kind of fancy Jameson. I hope it's
Does
not.
it say IPA?
IPA edition. Whiskey finished in craft beer barrels.
All right, we'll try it. Are you going to do a full glass?
No.
You can't do a full glass.
No, I'm gonna do like half.
Like three quarters. Yeah. I've done that. I did that by accident once before.
I think the key is you have to just put enough so that at least the shot gets covered.
Well, I mean, do a little more if you know it's going to be a little bitch. All right. I always forget. It's Jameson in the shot glass topped with Baileys, right? Because you want the Jameson to settle and the Baileys on top.
Yeah, I was reading how to do it. They said you float the Baileys.
Right. Yeah. There you go, folks.
But so basically, you can add as much Jameson as you want.
Yeah.
Or as little Jameson as you want. I probably will do a little bit less since it's
what?
one.
Shut the fuck up. I got three quarters. Shut the fuck up, Dan. Dan, I got 4 beers right here. We're doing 4 of these, bro. It's 1 o'clock. Yo, and by the way, Baileys on ice, right? Oh, dude.
Do you need to refrigerate Baileys?
Yes.
No. Actually, hold on. Let's say store between 0 and 25 Celsius, 32 and 77.
After opening, Dan.
It just says store. It doesn't say after opening.
What?
Before opening.
After you open it. It's got cream in it, dude.
It's also got alcohol. I've never stored it I mean, I'm just gonna get sick then.
This expired in 2004.
Does it have an expiration date?
It does, actually.
Oh, here. Mine expires in May of 2025.
Ooh, mine's August of 2026. But Bailey's only lasts like 3 months after opening.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Well, we'll see. This has been open for Actually, no. We got this for Christmas. I didn't really float very well.
No, neither did I. Bartenders do better.
Maybe you need like a spoon. I don't know. All I remember about these Irish slammers is that when you...
No, the Dublin what? The Dublin Double-Fist? What are we calling it?
The Dublin Double-Fist. You
I like it.
Double fisting.
Yeah.
Is that if you don't drink it quickly, they curdle.
You have to make sure you don't slam the shot glass into your teeth. I've done that before, too.
Oh.
All right, Dan. Well, I wish we were together, but we're not.
Cheers, motherfucker.
Well, this works. Oh, so good.
Good when it hits your lips.
So good.
I definitely got some splatter all over my electronics.
No, did you?
Yeah, I dropped a little hard.
Let me take this out so I can pour myself in. Oh, yeah, top of the morning for you there, laddie. And Chris is laughing at me. I hear you, Chris, and this is like 3 weeks in the future. I already hear you laughing at me.
Is he Irish?
Yes, Chris is. Fun fact. So a couple years ago, when we were living in Fairlawn, we went to the Dublin House, which was an Irish pub down the block from us. And like I said, St. Patrick's Day weekend, I got to at least have one car bomb. Sorry, it's Dublin Double-Fister, right? So I asked the guy, I order it, and there was this dude, had to be like 55, maybe 60, definitely 3 sheets to the wind, right? And I'm like, yeah, can I get 2? Because Libby did too. And the guy's like, yeah, we pour them, and pop, boom, and we popped it back real quick, right? Like we just did. And this dude looks over at us. He goes, what was that? And I was like, oh, it's an Irish, I'm going to say the bad term. It's an Irish, mama. And he's like, what? Like, what is that? I was like, it's Guinness and Jameson and a shot with Bailey's, and you drop it and pop it back. He's like, oh, I'm going to try that. I want to try that. And I was like, okay. So he asked the bartender, and he's like, okay, so you drop it in. And I was like, yeah, you drop it in and chug it, like you're chugging a beer. He's like, okay. And I'm like, buddy, you got to go faster. What are you doing?
This is milk and booze
yeah.
and beer. It's gonna turn into fucking cottage cheese if you don't drink it fast enough.
So he gets like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 like gulps, and he like puts it down. He's like, oh, it's good. And he's like, got like half a glass left with the I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I was like, oh, dude, go home. Get a taxi.
I mean, in his defense, it was only invented in 1979. The guy was probably out of college already.
Yeah, probably, actually. Let me finish this off. All right. So now that we did that, do you want to do a little Irish stuff? Huh?
You got topics?
Dan. So, Libby,
bring it.
her father, she thinks her father gave this to her, I think somewhere back in college.
Okay. Irish trivia. All right.
So I got a couple things. We went through it, got a couple things. I know the answers. So I'm just going to have some fun with you. I got 12 of them. We don't have to do all 12. But just to give you an idea. So like chapter 1 is writers, musicians, actors, oh my. Chapter 2 is leprechauns, banshees, and spells. Chapter 3 is city folk, Dublin.
Nice.
Chapter 4 is Guinness, grub, and Guinness glory, food and drinks, which I got a couple things because you're a foodie. Chapter 5 is the Fighting Irish, sports and games. Chapter 6 is invasions, uprisings, and more, the history. And the last chapter is, but what does that mean?
Okay.
So you want to?
But what does that mean? Like words?
Like phrase? Like what does that mean? Like phrases, words? Yeah.
I feel like that's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah. So see how good you are?
Lay it on.
Okay. All right. So first one. from chapter 2. This is around the leprechauns, banshees, and spells.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. What is, and anyone listening, keep track of yourself. How good are you, right? And let us know in the comments. Yell it out. All right. Ready, everyone? All right. What is a traditional Irish cure for a hangover? You have options.
Whiskey.
Hold on. You have A, B, C, and D. A, to be buried up to the neck in moist river sand. Okay. B, hair of the dog. C, corned beef and cabbage. Or C, swift kick in the shin.
I'm gonna go with swift kick in the shin.
Swift kick in the shin. D.
D.
No. Anyone else? Anyone? No one's raising their hand? Okay. It's A.
What was A?
To be buried up to the neck in a moist river sand. That's a cure for a hangover.
That sounds terrifying.
That sounds horrible, right?
I always had that fear of like being buried in sand and you're just your neck's out, and then the tide comes in and you slowly drown.
It's horrifying.
Yeah, but like I think I don't know. I've seen one too many mobster movies where like they do that.
You do remember that we buried you up to the neck in college?
No.
Yeah. Oh no, that was Jeff.
I don't think you would. I would never let that happen.
That was Jeff. That's what. Yeah, it was Jeff. Jeff was buried, and you and me were fucking with him. I have a picture of it. Right? All right. According to Irish folklore, okay, what are hawthorn sticks? Hawthorn sticks. Hawthorn.
Hawthorn. Like
yeah. A-W. T-H-O-R-N. Yeah. So A.
Okay, we got options.
Remember, you got options. It's A, B, C, D. A. Powerful wands. Okay. B. Candles. C. Crystal necklaces. D. Canes.
So I'm torn between B and D.
B and D. Candles or canes? Okay.
Either like a stick, which could be like a cane, or, and I don't know if this is what they're called, but I saw something interesting recently about like an alarm clock or like a timer, like back in the olden days where you have like a candle and you stick like this metal thing into it, and as the candle burns down, it falls and go ding, and it kind of look like thorns with my brain.
Interesting. Okay, so you're breaking the word down, hawthorn with a thorn. Okay.
Thorn.
Okay, what if hawthorn's a place? I mean, it's lowercase, but it could be a place.
I'm going to go with candle. Candlestick maker. Final answer.
All right, Dan's going with B. Wrong.
I'm overthinking these things.
You are. A. Powerful wands.
Yeah, that's just dumb.
That's just, hey. That's the Irish thing, okay?
Well, that's not a real thing. That's not a real thing. Wand?
A wand?
What is this, Harry Potter?
You can have a lot of different wands. Okay? Okay.
Is
maybe
there
you're...
confirmation that this is a meat wand?
Correction, I am a meat popsicle.
Such a good movie.
Good reference, right?
For any of those heathens out there that doesn't get that reference, that is The Fifth Element, and you must watch that immediately if you have not seen it.
Immediately, yes.
Immediately.
Multi-pass. All right. Want another one?
Lay it on me.
All right, everyone, ready? Let's see. Fill in the blank. A blank hen, a blank girl, and a blank cat are considered very blank.
So is it 4 separate words?
Yeah, it's 4 as an answer. Okay, so
get paper and pen out.
Yeah, this is a hard one. Okay, you focused? You in? You locked in? They're all multiple choice.
Okay.
They're all A, B, C, or D.
All right. So hold on. Let me write this down.
Okay, Dan's writing it down.
So a girl, hen.
No.
Girl.
A blank hen.
Hen, as in like, cat, like. Hen.
What is that called, Dan? One would say chicken.
Chicken.
Yeah. Cluck. One of those. Okay. Yeah, a hen,
Girl.
a girl,
Yeah.
a cat
Cat.
are considered very blank.
Very blank.
You
Okay.
typing it?
Well, yeah. It's like, I don't know. Who has paper and pen anymore?
Typing this into chat GPT? Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Actually, you might want to type this out. Okay, so A, fat, little, white, lucky. Okay, so that's A.
Fat hen, little girl, white cat are very lucky. Okay.
Considered lucky,
That
yeah.
works.
Or B, skinny, happy, fat, unlucky.
Okay.
Okay.
Are fat cats unlucky? I don't know if fat cats usually, that means they're rich. Are skinny girls unlucky too?
I think you're thinking of kings, Dan. A fat king. Oh.
I'm going to say I'm crossing B off the list. That does not make sense to me.
Okay, all right.
A is still in the running.
Okay. C, crawling, whistling, black, unlucky.
I mean, if a hen is crawling, it's probably not doing all right. Black cat's also unlucky.
Okay.
I don't know why a whistling girl would be unlucky though.
It's the Irish. I don't know. They're drunk most of the time.
All right. Moving along.
All right, D.
All right.
D, spotted, skipping, black, unlucky. Lock in your answers.
I don't know. A. I'm going to go A with a maybe D.
A with a maybe D.
But like,
Okay.
bullet to my head, A.
Bullet to your head, A. So you're saying that a fat hen,
Yeah.
a little girl, a white cat are considered lucky. You're dead. Dan said.
What do you mean I'm dead?
The answer is C.
C?
A crawling hen. What you got? A crawling hen.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
A whistling girl.
The
which I don't know.
whistling threw me off. What the
Yeah.
fuck is a whistling girl?
Because they're psychotic. Let me tell you something. If you're in an alley alone and there's a whistling girl behind you, you're getting the fuck out of there.
A whistling woman and a crowning hen are neither fit for God nor men.
Whoa. What? Okay. Interesting. A little history.
What was the hen in that version? Crawling.
Crawling, yeah.
So, are you sure it doesn't say crowing? Crowing hen. CROW? There's not an L in that.
Yeah, crowing.
A crowing hen.
CROW. That's correct. A crowing hen. That makes more sense.
Right?
You know what? I play my wife. She was my double checker. She didn't think twice.
Don't blame your wife for the fact that you can't read.
You're right. I'm playing George School.
Yeah, that's on you. That's on you and your teachers.
There's no L and there's no N in that word. There's no L, no N. And I said crawling.
Well, there's no N in crawling either. There's
What?
Just the
Crawl. Yeah. Crawling, yeah.
It's the,
Okay, a crowing hen.
And it's
Wow, that
also
makes
an A, not an O. CRAWL is crawl, and this is CRO.
All right. So the doctor's coming out. Here's the doctor. Oh, fuck, man. You know what? You probably would have got that. I'm going to give that one to you.
Okay.
I'll give you a mulligan on that one. All right, you want to go to the next one? Dan's like, no, if you're going to read it wrong.
No, let's go. This is
All right, so we're on the, we're going to go to chapter 4, which is Guinness Grub or Guinness. Now you got me questioning every word in here. Gowler. Food and drinks. It's food and drinks. All right, here we go. What Irish beverage is traditionally added to beef stew? Okay, same thing. Hold on. A, red wine. B,
no way.
Whiskey.
Baby.
C, porter. D, soul gin.
Slow.
Soul.
Soul?
What's soul? There's an E at the end. SLOE.
Oh, it is soul. I never heard of soul gin. I've heard
Neither
of
did I.
slow gin.
I heard of slow gin. Yeah.
Soul
Here's
gin.
the end. Look it up.
SLOE. Slow.
That's soul? Slow?
The L is first. SLOE.
Yeah, slow. Slow.
It's pronounced like SLOW.
Slow.
Yes, slow. Is a fruit. So it's gin made of a.
What kind of fruit? Have you ever had it? Dan likes gin.
I have.
Yeah, you have?
Slow gin is a British red liquor made with gin and blackthorn fruits known as sloes.
That sounds good. All right, so what's your answer? Red wine, whiskey, porter, or porter?
Porter.
That's correct. That's correct. So you get to the food section, Dan. That's what's up. All right, Daniel.
Yes, Adam.
All right, ready? The traditional Irish Christmas dinner includes what type of fowl? Okay, what type of fowl? Christmas Irish traditional. A,
Some kind
pheasant.
Of
Pheasant.
Ooh, pheasant. Okay.
B, goose. C, turkey. Or D, quail.
I want to say it's either pheasant or quail, because that's like something a little bit smaller. I feel like that's something that would live in like the Highlands. Like I don't think you're gonna see turkeys out there. What was the fourth one?
So you had pheasant, goose,
so
turkey,
goose.
or quail.
I'm gonna go with quail.
Quail.
That's
what I went with. We were wrong.
We were wrong?
Yeah.
Pheasant?
Yes. No, it's goose.
Goose?
Yeah.
Man.
Right? And a traditional Irish Christmas dinner includes what type of fowl? Goose.
I mean, goose is tasty, I guess, but interesting.
Right? All I know is subscriber number 5, Christopher. You better be getting all these right.
I want to report honest report.
Honest report in the comments, mister.
No
okay.
We've done
what? Don't just be like 12 out of 12. Sorry, guys. All right, here we go. All right. Skirts and kidneys is a dish unique to Cork.
Skirts and kidneys.
Or a dish unique to Cork. Somewhere in Ireland, Cork. All right. What are skirts exactly? A.
Steak.
Hold on. Dan's like, your bowl. Okay. A. Trimmings from the spleen. B. Skirt steak. C. Trimmings from pork skirts. Or D. Thin shavings of rump roast.
So, if I were to make a dish that was economical, which this sounds like it is.
Yeah.
Like,
I would agree with that, yeah.
I would say kidneys either as kidney beans or the actual kidneys. I'm thinking it's kidney beans.
Well, you're dealing with the Irish, right? So a lot of land, right? Land-grown stuff, yeah. So I would concur with that. Probably kidney beans.
Well, like Irish breakfast has like beans, and beans
yeah.
is like a UK thing. I'm gonna go with shaved rump roast. I feel like it ruffles like a skirt when you shave it.
A thin shavings of rump roast. That's what you're going with?
That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're wrong. What would be your next guess?
Well, I mean, maybe it's just a complete awful dish, and it's actually kidneys, and then as a result, I think it's what B was the trimmings of the.
No, A, trimmings of the spleen. B, skirt steak. C, trimmings from pork skirt.
I'm gonna go A then. Yeah.
Okay, you're still wrong.
Damn it.
It's C, trimmings from pork skirts.
The fuck is a pork
steak?
Skirt?
No, pork steak. Sorry, I said that backwards. Trimmings from pork steak. Here we go. Dance to Google. Come on.
Skirts and kidneys. Irish stew. It's a salted preserved beef and pork. It is actually the kidneys.
Yeah. Oh, it's like kidneys.
Kidney, like the kidney in your stomach or in your abdomen.
It's like the kidney in your shoulder. Yeah, for here.
So I was good in thinking that this was like a struggle meal.
Yes, which is true because a lot of time in Ireland there was a lot of struggle. You know, like the potato famine and all that stuff.
Makes for strong people. Skirts are the trimmings from around the diaphragm. While the meat is thin, it is quite tender. It is encased in a long white membrane, which needs to be stripped off before cooking. Kidneys need to be carefully washed and copious amounts of fresh water to ensure that all traces of urine are washed away.
Dear God.
The dish is a white stew made with skirts, kidneys, onion, thyme, salt, white pepper, water, and potatoes.
Potatoes.
Slowly simmered for 2 hours. At the end of cooking, if necessary, a little corn flour to thicken. And enjoy. Okay, then.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you like it? You want me to do another one?
Yeah, let's do another one.
You know what? Let's go to chapter 10. But what does that mean? Let's get out of the food. All right? Chapter 10. Okay. According to myth, what did St. Patrick say when he drove the snakes out of Ireland? Ireland. Oh, good. You're waiting for the answer. Okay, here we go.
Get the motherfucking snakes off our motherfucking island.
There you go. It's Samuel right there. A, to hell or Connaught? To hell or Connaught? Okay.
That's spelled.
Why are you asking that, Dan? Why are you asking that?
Because Connaught doesn't sound like a word to me. How do you spell it? Come on.
Connaughh.
All right. So it's spelled exactly how it sounds, and I just don't know what the fuck that word means.
Yeah. I don't know things. Okay, so A, hell or to Connaught. B, join the wild... Hold on. I can get this word. Geese? Geesey? Geese.
Like a flock of geese.
B, join the wild geese. C, are you all right in the back there, lads?
Okay.
Or D, it's actually Irish, so I'm going to... Slan, which means goodbye. That was a hard one.
Fuck if I know.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
I feel like
what does it mean, Dan?
The first one sounds fun. Like, it sounds like a good dig if you knew what a Connaught was. So I'm going to go with A.
Wrong.
Seems to be...
It's the trend with Dan. C.
One for what is it? C?
One for like 7. C.
Because you gave me a mulligan.
Are you all right back there, lads? That's what that is. I had a hard one with that one too. I didn't know.
Connaught is a city.
Oh, Connaught. Yeah, it's capitalized. I should have said that. I'm sorry. Because we all know if it's capitalized, it's either a person, place, or thing.
Person, place,
Wrong. It's either a person or place. Or thing.
Oh yeah. Or a. Wait. There's person, place, or proper noun.
Proper noun. Sure, I'll take it. I don't know.
Smarter than a 5th grader? Probably not.
No, obviously I'm not.
Nobody friggin' is, because you learn so much stuff in 5th grade that is completely useless.
Yeah, and that's when I started, smoking cigarettes. So
Proper
I don't anymore. I quit that, but
a
long time.
Finish early. It's like day drinking.
Hey.
In your 40s.
Hey.
If you start at noon and you're done by 5, then you sober up before you go to bed, and you're good to go.
Boom. You can wake up for work at 9 a.m.
Proper nouns include personal names, place names, names of companies and organizations, titles of books, films, songs, and other media.
Person, place, or thing. I like it.
Person, place, or thing. Mm-hmm.
This is a good one, guys. All right. According to Irish street slang. All right. What do the terms ball hoppers, blue bottles, busies, mules, peelers, shades, and razzers describe? So that all those describe one thing. Okay. These are just different slangs for the same thing.
To me, it sounds like someone that would be on a street corner playing a game.
Okay.
Card, like find the queen.
Okay.
Know.
Let me give you, the options.
Okay.
A, the police.
We got lots of names for police everywhere, so that's a contender.
Okay. B, sunglasses. C, cars. Or D, criminals.
I'm gonna eliminate sunglasses. I think shades was a distractor.
Mm-hmm.
Criminals? What was the criminals or cops? What was the other one?
So you had the police, A, B, sunglasses, C, cars, and D, criminals.
Ball hoppers. What would a ball hopper?
Ball hopper, blue bottles.
I'm between criminals and cops. I'm gonna go cops.
Can we go cops?
Cops.
You going cops?
Yes.
Dan got one. Dan got it. Ding, 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 ding. Dan got it. Look at that. I'm so proud of you.
Ball busters is more like it.
Yeah, it was the blue. I'm wrong. I said criminals. So you're doing better than I. All right, last one.
It's older for us and like 7 other people.
Dan, we have 35,000 subscribers. How dare you? No, I'm kidding. All right, last one, and then maybe we'll do another car bomb. I mean, double-fisted Betty. What is it called?
Double-fisted Betty. The Dublin Double-Fister.
There it is, Dublin Double-Fister.
The Irish Slammer.
No, I like mine better. Yeah, because think about it, right? Say you're wasted at a bar, right? You're at Irish, right? You're in the bar, you're drinking, right? And you get into a fight. You start wanking with somebody. Nope, that's the wrong word. You start fighting with somebody. You start fighting with some wanker. There it is, right? And then they go, pop, pop. They hit you real quick, right? You're like, he hit me with the Dublin Double-Fister. Although technically he hit you with 2 fists, you take 1 shot, boom, boom. But he hit you so fast, it's like boom.
You didn't even know. It felt like 1, but it was 2.
Felt like 1, but it was 2. Dublin Double-Fister. All right, I like that. All right, last one, everyone. Ready? What is the difference between a baby Guinness and a Johnny Jump Up? A Johnny Jump Up does not contain Guinness. B, a baby Guinness is a small glass of beer. A Johnny Jump Up is a large one. C, a baby Guinness mixes Baileys and Guinness, and a Johnny Jump Up mixes Guinness and cider. D, a baby Guinness does not contain alcohol, while a Johnny Jump Up does.
Motherfucker. So, Lauren has been wanting to make this thing called a baby Guinness, which is a mixture of Kahlua and Baileys.
Correct. I've had them. They're good.
Like a Guinness, but it's in a shot glass.
Yeah, they're really good.
That does not describe any of the things you just...
Starting to curl.
Yeah.
Starting to curdle.
That doesn't describe any of the things that we have. So I'm referring to the Guinness for babies. And I've never heard of a Johnny Jump Up. Johnny Jump Up, that sounds like something that gets you going. So what was the first one again?
A, Johnny Jump Up does not contain Guinness. I'll do it again. B, a baby Guinness is a small glass of beer. A Johnny Jump Up is a large one.
No way.
C, a baby Guinness mixes Baileys and Guinness. A Johnny Jump Up mixes Guinness and cider.
Okay.
D, a baby Guinness does not contain alcohol, while a Johnny Jump Up does.
I'm going to do C.
You doing C?
C.
You're correct.
Yes.
You're right. There you go. You finish on a high note.
All right.
There you go. Baby Guinness mixes Baileys and Guinness, while Johnny Jump Up mixes Guinness and cider.
All right.
Irish trivia. This is thick.
I got to get out of here if we're going to do another cart. Double-fister.
We'll be right back. All right, I'm back, folks. How you doing? Hey, Dan's back.
Hey. Oh, you know what? I didn't wash the glass.
Amateur. Hey, everybody. How you doing? So I'm in a new space. I'm downstairs, where my collectible. Oh, Lexi, where you going? Lexi. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. I am still trying to get an intro video. going, yeah, with the baby. It makes it a little tough. Yeah. Oh, there's Lux. I got Salem over here. My little kitty cat. Meet your Salem. You guys want to see Salem? Here we go. Oh, there's the Salem. Yeah, that's my setup. It's terrible. I gotta make things better here. But dance back. There we go. There it is.
There we go.
There we go.
That glass was nasty, by the way.
Yeah, right, dude. Seriously. You know what I didn't wash out? The shot glass.
Are you rocking a tall shot glass?
No. It's a regular. It's just skinny. It's a Wonder Woman one.
I have one from. So this is Skunktown Distillery. Did you ever go? It was a distillery in Flemington when we used to live in New Jersey.
So that's what? That's Boston. Yeah, but yeah. In the.
It was in like a sketchy like industrial park.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do another one.
Fill it up again. So Lauren is at the barn right now.
Oh yeah, with the new horsey.
Yeah. Well, he's Irish, so they're doing a little Irish activities. From what I understand.
Nice.
Did we talk about the horse? Actually, last time we talked, he wasn't here yet, though. But yeah, he came end of January. He is freaking awesome. The boy is a superstar. He's got a great head on his shoulders. He scopes, jumps, and he sees things, and he wants to learn. And he's kind of like a little bit like he's aware enough that he sees things, and he's not dull. But then when things scare him, he kind of just like assesses. And then doesn't overreact and acts like it's just a kind of the right combination of like think like a race car driver, kind of like you gotta be a little crazy to do what you do, but you have to be able to hold your shit together under pressure.
Yeah.
Kind of that like perfect combination of like, yeah, I'm gonna jump this fucking giant jump, and I'm gonna be a little like I'm gonna think about it, but I'm not gonna duck away.
Yeah.
Lauren is so happy, like oh my gosh. He's such a good boy. I could never in a million years have imagined that we were going to have such an amazing horse.
That's awesome, man.
Born and raised.
Cork. Dublin.
I don't know where he was actually born.
That's Irish.
He turns 4 in May 14th. We found that out.
Ooh.
Because he had to get a passport to come to the U.S. And so on his.
He didn't need a visa too. He didn't need a work visa. Did you need that?
You know there might have been. But yeah, so he'll be 4 years old in May. Yeah.
4. That's a good age for training and stuff like that.
It's good because like he's young enough that he's pliable and we can teach him things, and so like you can kind of create him in our own likeness.
Yeah, you kind of mold him how you want him. Where the fuck's my pen? All right, whatever. You ready?
Are you ready for it?
Lauren's gonna get home later and be like, "You fucking plastered." Yours looks better than mine. I did it in reverse. It didn't work.
I don't think you're supposed to do it in reverse. Mine doesn't look great either, but
there we go.
I have a little bit less Guinness. Oh fuck.
You're an asshole. I almost fucking choked. What did you do?
I got it all over me. Again.
Oh, Dan, how are you dropping it in?
Clearly too high of a height.
Very recklessly. There's a fucking slam dunk.
You've got the thin shot glass. Maybe that's the move.
No, you gotta put it in the glass a little bit.
Oh.
So the base is in it. It's like.
I got fat. You know, it was wide. It has more displacement.
More surface area. I got you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're like 3 Guinnesses in and 2 shots. Yeah, Lloyd is gonna come home to a slightly drunk Dan.
Yeah, she is a little more handsy Dan. Like, hey.
How you doing?
How you doing? Huh? How you doing? All right. Yeah, I could do an Irish joke.
Okay.
All right, let's see if I remember this correctly. All right, so Seamus sitting in the bar, just talking to the bartender. He's drunk. He goes, can I do the accent? Irish. Gotta do the accent. No, I can't do it. Irish. No, I can't. Sorry, Chris. He goes, the house down the block, I built that. I built that with my bare hands. Do they call me Seamus the house builder? No. The bridge to get into town? I built that one with my bare hands. Do they call me Seamus The bridge builder? No. But you fuck one goat.
I knew it. I knew it. That's a good one.
Yeah. Good one.
Always a goat fucker.
Seamus the goat fucker. All right, what do you got?
I mean, I had a bit on guacamole. Like maybe that's a future thing. Like,
Okay, I'm really intrigued, but okay.
it's a Peeves my titties.
Okay,
It's a Peeves my.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. Sometimes it's really good, and then sometimes, especially if you do store bought.
Oh gosh, I guess we're getting into it, but like
We're getting into it.
store bought guacamole. I have this written down here. Store bought guacamole should be illegal. That's my take. It's not like store bought is more convenient and maybe it's not as fresh. No, it freaking tastes like a different food. It is the worst thing.
Wait. Do you mean store bought like the deli made it and now it's like, or do you mean like
Holy
holy guacamole? Yep.
Fucking garbage.
Yeah.
It's the worst. And the thing is, it's like, it's not like it's off-putting in terms of. I mean, it is a little off-putting in terms of its flavor, but
It's not pudding at all.
It's just like, it tastes like fucking nothing, and it's so different than what guacamole actually tastes like.
Yeah.
You could convince me there was some sort of like combination of like fucking cornstarch and green dye, and you throw a fucking few tomatoes in there, and you're calling it guacamole. If you want guacamole and you buy, holy guacamole, you've bought a different ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst. And the only reason I know this is because Lauren was at the barn the other day, and they have like a sip and snack after they ride. And there was some leftover, and people didn't want to bring stuff home, so she brought home a tub of like a half a tub of guacamole. And I was like, oh, cool. And like I was gonna like put it on like a breakfast burrito, and it like made my breakfast burrito worse.
Made more bland.
Oh, bland and like just it was so gross. It was disgusting, and I love avocados, and they're so good. Just like I could eat them like an apple. It should be illegal. I don't understand why people continue to buy them. The only thing I can imagine is some people that buy something like that and think it's good have never actually had guac.
It's the I'll say this. Look, it's convenience. If I'm hosting a Super Bowl party, am I making guacamole? No, I'm gonna go and grab guacamole. Or if I know Sammy, Drew's wife, is coming to said party, then I'm going, Sammy, you want to make you special guacamole? Because she makes guacamole. Oh my God, she worked at Chili's.
Mm-hmm.
For a while, so she knows the recipe to their guacamole, and I think she adds just a little bit of her flair to it, right? So good. She makes like a giant fucking bowl.
Oh,
it's so good.
Dip me in it.
Dip me in it. So good. So like, if I know Sammy's gonna be like, Sammy, do you wanna make your guacamole? And Sammy's right. She's like, yeah, I'll do that. That's easy. I got it. No problem. I don't have to worry about anything else. It's funny, too. If I have to do, like, quick guacamole, I tend to go with the Sabros. Sabret's.
Sabret's hot dogs. Sabra.
Yeah. So Sabra's pretty good. You have to be careful because a lot of them will have a lot of salt in it. And that's what confuses, people go, oh, yeah, it's good because you have like 2,000 milligrams of salt in it. Yeah, no, dude. I know. I got you, bro. That's a good one.
I'm of the opinion, and maybe we have to do a guacamole taste-off where I buy all the different ones. But I'm of the opinion that if you can't make it fresh or get it from the deli, where like they've actually made guacamole as opposed to
where they
shelf
for
fucking 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that I just don't even want it.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
It's been weighing on me.
I'm sorry, dude. It's a big thing. Salsa is like, it's salsa, right? You're like, oh, okay, let me get some of the homemade stuff. Let me get some of the Tostitos. Fine. Let me get Newton's, whatever his name is.
Newman's Own.
Newman's Own, right? But like,
I'm of a similar vein where like the salsas that are shelf stable without refrigeration, I don't particularly like. But they're not as offensive to me as like the shelf stable guacamoles are. If that makes any sense. Like fresh salsa at a Mexican place, the best of the best. Your salsas that are in the refrigerated section, that's the best at-home option. Tostitos, don't love, but I'll eat it. For guacamole, there's more of a divide for me.
yeah,
It's like if it's not actually made of avocados from within the last 24 hours, I don't even want it at all.
yeah,
It's uneatable. Unedible. Eatable? Unedible. Inedible.
Inedible. So, just for us. So, what did you end up watching that day? Did you just watch the Superman, Man of Steel? Would you?
We haven't watched anything yet. No. So
did I overwhelm you? I'm sorry.
No. So
I was like, all right, Dave, you want to watch Man of Steel, fine, but if you want to watch all 9 of them.
So for reference, I had seen a preview for the new Superman movie that's coming out. And I was like, oh shit, I feel like I haven't seen a bunch of the Superman movies, or at least movies where Superman was a character. And years ago, and we're talking like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago now, I had asked Adam to put together for me a Marvel timeline because I was so behind and I hadn't watched enough of them. We wanted to like catch up. And so Adam created a list where not necessarily in chronological order of when they came out, but of how I should watch them to catch up now to understand everything as much as possible.
Yep.
And we kind of worked through that for a couple of years, and we watched all the Marvel movies and we caught up. DC is another story. I had not caught up on any of them whatsoever. And so we were like, can we go see this new movie without having seen X, Y, and Z? So Adam creates this list for me, which was quite extensive, and we were very appreciative of it. And then I go to realize that the new movie's not coming out until like May or July or something like that. And so we lost a little bit of our steam. And I think I was talking on like a Thursday. We have a theater within walking distance of our house in Livermore. And on Tuesdays, they have $5 tickets. So it's actually kind of great. On Tuesdays, we'll end work at like 5. We'll walk into town. We'll go get a beer. We'll go get some tacos or eat like a quick dinner. And then we'll go to like a 6:30 movie and have a beer while we're watching the movies or whatever, hang out, and then we walk home.
The life of not having a child. My God, I wish. Okay.
Sorry.
No,
I
go ahead.
didn't mean to make you feel bad.
No.
So anyway, yeah. So I had thought like in 5 days we're gonna have to decide whether to see this new Superman movie. What do we need to watch to catch up?
Yeah.
And so you gave me this whole list, and then it turns out the movie's not coming out for like 3 months.
Actually, the conversation went, well, do you just want to see the Superman movies, or do you want to see the whole DCU? Because those are two different conversations right there. Dan said, well, I mean, if I got the time, why not? And I was like, okay, this is what you do.
Yes. And I appreciate it because we do want to watch them all. So basically, once I learned it was not immediate, we kind of like lost our like momentum.
Yeah, start, dude. Start.
We do. We need to.
Now that you have the time, right? They do kind of like interweave, right? They're not like Marvel, where like Marvel like really like sews it in to like every movie. You kind of like, oh, there it is. Oh, they brought that in from that movie, and oh my God. But it does interweave. So if you follow the chronological list that I sent you as opposed to the release date list, it will blossom a storyline, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if you don't, like I was saying with the whole Joss Whedon or Zack Snyder Justice League, one or the other, whatever you want. If you don't have the time for the Snyder and you don't want to break it up into 4 hours, so, and you like, hey, let me just get to the movie, that's fine. But if you want something where you can sink your teeth into, and it makes more sense with the rest of the cinematic universe. You're probably going to want the Snyder Cut, where even if you're like, hey, I'm going to watch Chapter 1, we stopped, okay, cool, we're done with Aquaman. Okay, let me go on to Flash, and that's Chapter 2, and you do Chapter 2, you know what I mean? And then that's going to give you something, and then that's all. Yeah.
I want to do it right. The two different cuts, they're not two different movies. It's just it's the same content. One is just showing more of the content than the other.
It is.
Like, it's not like Hulk, and then they made a new Hulk like 2 years later. It was a totally
No. So Snyder was like 40% done with the movie. They filmed everything. He was in like the editing process, and then sadly his son took his life, and then he was like, I can't, I gotta step away, I'm sorry. And he had to step away, so they brought Joss Whedon in, who also did Marvel. And they're like, hey, if you did Marvel, and Marvel is great, come on over, can you finish this movie? So he did it. Okay. The problem is that he took the darker style that Snyder was going for and tried to glam it up like Marvel. And there's like random jokes that you're like, that's weird. Like, why are we doing a joke there? I don't get it. It's very colorful, like Marvel was, where Joss Whedon, his Batman v Superman, his Man of Steel were a little more muted, a little more like darker.
Gritty.
What?
Gritty.
Yeah, gritty, a little more gritty.
Yeah.
So, but the studio was like, we need to get this out. Like, this is where we're at. So he did it, and it's fine. Totally fine. I'll watch either version. The fans boycotted. We need the Snyder Cut. We need it. He finally was able to do it. He finally put it together. And because he did it outside of the studio, that's why it's a 4-hour movie. He goes, okay, you want it.
I'm going to fucking do it.
You're getting it. Here's your Chapter 1. Here's your Chapter 2. Here's your Chapter 3. Here's your Chapter 4.
So I just watched over a couple of nights. That's fine.
Yeah. And he literally, you'll see, he literally breaks up. You go, Chapter 1. And you're in Chapter 1. And then it'll like stop, and it'll be like a black screen, be Chapter 2. And you're like, okay, good pause point.
So, as someone who has not seen either, should I watch the Joss Whedon one first and get the like general gist of what's going on, and then watch the expanded version?
I feel
like that's the way I want to go. Like,
I'll give you that, yeah.
See what the fans think is the worst version first, and then see what the fans think is the better version second.
Yeah. Yeah. That way, if you don't have time to get through the 4 hours, at least you get the gist of it. Yeah. But then what's going to happen is that you're going to go back, you're going to see Joss Whedon. And dude, I'm telling you, there's going to be things that you're literally going to pause and be like, ugh. Holy shit, that makes so much more sense. Oh. I get it now. I understand why X is going to Y, and that's what me and Libby did. We were like, we paused it so much. We're like, oh my God, oh Jesus, thank you. That's what we were looking for.
I am both thankful and like concerned that we have the ability to pause things now. I feel like growing up, I don't know, you watched a lot of stuff on TV and you couldn't pause it, or you watched it in the theater and you couldn't pause it, and like unless you could afford to buy the DVD, which we often couldn't. In this day and age, everything I watch, even would be live TV, like TV shows, you can pause. And so like very often it'll take us like 2 hours to watch like a 45-minute show. Because we like pause and then we talk and we do, well, what about this and this, blah, blah. And then next thing you know, it's like fucking 11 o'clock at night, and it's like
we got through one episode. Dan's like, wait a second, is that so and so from so and so? Oh my God, no, but they were actually in so and so.
And like I don't know, maybe my reading comprehension is increasing. So like I'm understanding more about what I'm watching, but I'm enjoying it less.
That's like terrible. That's terrible, man. So yeah, I mean, when you get a chance, you know. But again, like James Gunn has said, he is clean slate, starting over.
And we have seen it when you sent that list. I've seen a bunch of them. We probably saw like a third of that.
Okay,
list.
The Flash.
I have not seen that one. No.
That's the newest one. That was really good. But yeah, you don't have to watch what has been created to watch what the new cinema is going to do.
they gonna have Batman in the Superman movie? The new Superman? No.
I don't know. Who knows?
Like, I was always like, there's a Superman versus Batman movie, right? I haven't seen it, so this is a outsider's perspective of the concept. Come on, like, it's fucking Superman. Batman, like, it's just like a billionaire playboy.
Okay.
Like,
let me know how you feel afterwards.
I'm curious. Like to me, I'm like, this guy is from another fucking world. He can fly. You can shoot him and he doesn't die, and he can see through walls. And like, I don't know, you get some guy that can throw some metal fucking bat things at you and has a cool car. It just doesn't seem like they should exist in the same world.
Okay, all right, I'll watch it. Watch it. Let me know.
Well, and it's kind of like the division of labor. You know, if you think about like the superhero world, there's like tier 1 superheroes and there's like tier 2 superheroes. Like, you know, Batman, he's got Gotham. He's taking care of his people, you know, petty criminals, guys that are running drugs, things like that. He can handle that shit. Superman, he's like, you know, he's stopping like alien invasions, or he's doing like world things. It's just different job descriptions, you know, and they can exist in the same world, but like one, his focus is a city, and the other is the whole world. I don't understand how they would ever interact and or why. It's not a knock. It's, you know, one's a fucking like actual superhero and the other guy's just rich. You know, I don't know.
You know, that could be a superhero, you know, if it's done right. You know, Bill Gates, yeah, Steve Jobs, yeah, same.
I'm sure everybody listening is going to be offended right now of my take. I'm not knocking Batman. He needs to know his role.
I'm not saying it. I want you to watch. I just want you to watch. I want you to watch. That's funny though. I appreciate that you came to me though. For Adam, how do I watch? I got you, brother.
Well, then you sent me this
like I didn't have it.
Well, and you sent me this whole list, and I was like, oh gosh, like I feel terrible. Like he spent all this time putting together this list, and then you were like, oh, I've had this list like printed out already.
like I didn't have this already saved. Come on, that's awesome. That's funny. All right, brother, dude, it's great catching up with you. Happy St. Patty's Day. Did you get any Irish soda bread?
We did not. No, Lauren made a Guinness cake. I haven't had it yet, but it was like Guinness chocolate cake with like some sort of like Irish Bailey's like cream cheese frosting. So
wow.
Yeah, it smelled fucking amazing. We're gonna have that tonight. So
nice, dude. I picked up some soda bread from the grocery store because, you know, I got a kid. I don't have time for that, and I got Guinness, a lot of it. So. Kids getting fed tonight? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see what happens.
Two Dublin Double-Fisters later.
2 Dublin Double-Fisters. God, that's such a better name.
It is like we need
than a slammer.
We need to petition this. The Dublin Double-Fister. It's politically correct. It's just objectively better.
Yeah. Hold on, Salem. He wants to go upstairs. All right, bro. It was good seeing you.
Good to see you as well.
Let's try to do this in a couple weeks. I'll do my best.
2 months now. I'm gone for the next 2 weekends. I'm home the weekend after that. So 3 weeks, we could do this again.
All right, brother. Well, enjoy your trip.
Thanks, sir.
I love you guys.
Love you too.
Say hi to Lauren.
We will.
We love you.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.